guys, welcome to this tutorial. Since I released my website, which was right here, I noticed that I allowed people to post free questions, and majority of the questions that I've been receiving was, my friend cannot connect to my server. What is going on? How do I switch my server from LAN to online? Well, I didn't really discuss this with a lot of people, but you have to port forward, and no one knows what a port forward is, which is why the title of this video is how to make a video game server in general. So I'm not going to be focusing on any video game server. I'm not going to be focusing on a Minecraft server, Ark Survival server, or a Garry's Mod server. That's up to you to decide. But what you need to do for your server, regardless of what you're playing on and hosting, you have to port forward. You have to do this so that ports can run through the game and your friends are able to access through your public IP, and you guys could play together without needing to use something like Hamachi. I will have a tutorial on how to set up a Hamachi server, which is more simple than port forwarding in my opinion, but port forwarding allows you not to use other third-party softwares for you to play with your friends. So I made a video about this 2012 and I feel like it's time to update, guys. So let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be using a software that's going to help you port forward. So let's go ahead and download the software. Go to the description below and go to my website. You're going to go directly to this right here, this web page. And you're going to scroll down and you're going to see right here, download. We're going to be using the simple port forwarding software. You go to download and right here is the direct download. Click on it and it should be able to open up this page. Now this is a very reliable website. I've been using it since the beginning of Minecraft to host my servers, and I didn't know how to port forward manually, so that's why I had to use a software to automatically port forward the ports that I needed. Now, you're probably wondering, does my game need to port for me to host a server? Well, most likely yes. If you go to this website, which is provided through this web page, you could just scroll down. There's gonna be a link inside the web page you're going to anyways. But if you go to this website here, there's a list of games with their unique ports so that you can port forward correctly whichever game you're playing. And you can search through the list. So if we're gonna look up Garry's Mod, for example, and if I scroll down to Garry's Mod, you're going to see that they have their own dedicated ports right here. Now, it could be out of date. This could be an out of date web page, which is why you should probably use Google and search like the term Garry's Mod ports, and you'll most likely be directed towards the latest update ports. But I know like it's updated for Minecraft. You can spell out Minecraft. Oops, I spelled it wrong. But anyways, here's Minecraft server 25565, and Minecraft hasn't changed that since. So you can see that some of the ports are pretty updated. So go ahead and download this software. You're going to go down to the first tab right here, simple port forwarding. Go to download, click direct download, and we are going to be here. What you need to do is, I recommend just going straight to the direct download. You don't have to use these websites to get the download. Just click right here, the direct download. Once you click that, you're going to get this software, which is called the simple port forwarding setup.exe. And you're going to go ahead and run and install it. I'm going to go through the installing procedures with you. It will be right here. So here is the exe. I'm going to double click it. If Windows tells you to allow access, say yes. And if anything pops up like this, go ahead and say yes. This is a Windows security. They might need to have access to that. So allow access if it does come up, if Windows asks you that. And also, just a disclaimer, this is only for Windows and Linux. No, wait, I mean, this is only for Windows. I think the software only works for Windows. I believe it's not available for Mac and whatnot, because you could go down here and I listed down the system requirements and you see it's not available for Mac OS and Linux. So if you're on Windows, you're pretty much set. We're using Windows 10 for this. So let's go back to the installation, and we're going to go ahead and click next on the installation for the simple port forwarding. We're going to go ahead and click next again, and we're going to create a I guess only for this user we're going to install it for. We're not going to install it for all the users on this computer. And then we're going to click next. And that's it. All you have to do is click next, and that's how you install simple port forwarding. Go ahead and click finished and you will be good to go. We're going to run this software. We're going to double click it. It's going to ask you for permission again. Just say yes. Now we're going to allow it to update, and here's the databases that it's downloading. It's going to say that the databases are now updated. And once we are ready to go ahead and press OK. So let's go ahead and press OK. Now you don't have to follow whatever it says here on the checklist, so go ahead and click close. So this is the most complicated part. You need to find your router, you need to get access to the username and password, and that's about it, because it does everything else for you. It shows you your IPv IPv4 address, which is right here. This is your IPv4 address. Now this IPv4 address is not the IP you're going to be giving out to your friends. This is for your computer, just for your computer anyways. I'll tell you what IP you're going to be giving out to your friends once you port forward correctly, and then we're going to be able to check our ports right here with a port tester. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to find our router. Now, in order for you to find your router, you need to actually go to your router and see the name of it. Now, I made a little quick video right here for you. And as you can see, I have a very dirty room. This is a real life video that I just took like 2 minutes ago. And as you can see, I have a Verizon router. It's not called a Verizon router or Frontier router. Instead, you have to locate this white sticker. Now, your router has to have this. So just locate this sticker, and it's going to give you your username. It's going to give you the model, the password. It's going to give you everything you need for this video. So you have to do your part and find this sticker. Once you find your sticker and you're able to find your model name, you could go ahead and try to look through this entire list. There's a drop down you could click on, and you could look through this entire list and try to find it. Now, it could be really difficult, or you could click here, search. So I'm going to go ahead and click search, and then I'm going to type in some of the keywords. Like mine was called the M1424WR. Now, I don't have to put in everything. I'm just going to search that, and oh, what do you know? It says it can't find it. Well, don't worry. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the actual name of it. I think it was called Action Tech. All right, so it couldn't find the model, but it could, oh, there we go. It couldn't find the model number, but it did find the original name. So just look through this list and see if you can find it. Now, a way to give you a little bit of a hint to what you're looking for, you could see that in parentheses it says like Verizon firmware. Now, I do have Verizon, so that's probably what I need to look for. And this is it right here. It's a Verizon firmware. It's the M14WR Rev 1. And you have to make sure that if it comes with a special little tag name like Rev 1 or Rev C, then make sure to list that down. You know, you got to take note on that. So make sure that you find the actual name, and once you find the name, go ahead and double click it, and it should be able to automatically update. So you could go ahead and click here to show a picture of your router so you could see, and as you can see, it actually looked like the one I featured in a video just 5 seconds ago. It looks exactly like it. And it's also going to place a default username and password, and I went ahead and accessed my router and changed it to my default username and password. So this is the login information that I used, and I'm going to do this just for this video. I'm going to go ahead and change it after this video. But as you can see, my username has been filled out and my password. Now, you could go ahead and look at your router and see what the username and password is on your router with the white sticker, and you could go ahead and fill it in here. Okay, so once you fill out the username and password, now what we need to do is we need to add the ports. Now, depending on what game you're on, like Minecraft, for example, you're going to go down here, and it should be a white box, but since it's kind of bugged out, just go ahead and right-click down here in this little box, okay? This little box right there. So you're going to right-click, add new. All right, so let me do that again. You're going to, oh, there we go. The white box appeared. We're going to right-click. We're going to go to add new, and this is where we add the ports. So we right-clicked, add new, went to add custom. We're going to add a custom port. You can name it whatever you want, just it has to have a maximum, or it can't have a maximum of 10 characters. It can't go above that. So I'm going to call this one MC. Let's do a Minecraft server, MC1. We're going to have to do this 2 times, and I'm going to explain what that means in just a second. So as you can see, it says type TCP and UDP. In most servers, you need both TCP and UDP. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this software doesn't allow you to click on both, but that means we have to port 2 times, and I'll show you what I'm going to do in just a second. The start port of Minecraft was 25565. The end port is 25565, okay? And our IPv4 address, which is up here, your current local IPv4 address, is right here, and it's already been listed. So we're going to make sure that we remember that our type for our first round is TCP. Now that we added it here to the bottom, it's going to update. We're going to click on add, and it's going to update here towards the bottom. Now what we need to do is we have to do this for UDP. You see, here's UDP on the little type. There's a little drop down. You go to UDP, and let's call this MC2. So here's Minecraft 2, same ports, 25565. Same thing here, 25565. So once we do that for UDP and click add, Now we have TCP and UDP. Now some servers, let me just go to my website, some servers require you to put multiple ports, and I have a video here that's unlisted, and if we click on it, it'll take you to this unlisted video. And as you can see, we're doing this for ARC, and take a look at how many ARC needs. So not only you need this TCP of 27015 as the ports and the UDP and TCP of that port, you also need 7777. I think that's another one that's required. So some servers require you to have multiple ports. It just doesn't work with just one that's TCP and UDP. You might have to port another set. But that's all up to you. You have to find out which ports have to be ported. That's why Google's your friend, but I'm just showing you how to port in general. All right, so now that we have added successfully the MC1 and MC2, now we can exit this off. Now, just to let you know, this software hasn't really updated with the change of Verizon to Frontier. So when I click update, it's going to be buggy. It's not going to work. And I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So I'm going to click update router, and this might not happen to you, but as you can see, it says login fail. So it didn't really work for me. And if I were to see the code, which is right here, it's going to tell you, for me, it's probably not going to happen to you, but I'm going to do a different method. And I'm going to successfully log in just a second, show you what it's going to do. If I look through this code, it's going to tell me that there was a failure. And I'm going to make a web page for you if this happened to you. As you can see, I have a little section here that's coming soon. It says problem with the software. Are you getting failed object not found message? Then make sure to watch this video. It can help you. So what I'm going to do to counter this error, I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm going to enable program debug mode. Okay, I'm going to enable this for me. You don't have to do this. It probably might have worked for you anyways. But in case there was a problem, my problem is that the software wasn't able to find the password login label. So it wasn't able to insert this password, which is password 1. I'm going to have to manually do this myself. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to click update router. And as you can see, it's going to fill in the username in just a second because I have to click on this button. All right, let me show you. This button right here is what I'm going to click on. And the moment I click on this button, it's going to go to the next step, and then it's going to update this. This is the web page. So let's proceed with the first step. I'm going to click on it, and it filled in admin. So now we're going to proceed to the next step, and here's the problem. It says that failed. It failed because the object was not found. So we're going to fill in the password manually, and my password was password 1. I'm going to click on OK, and there we go. I'm able to log in to my router, and that's provided from the sticker. Like I said, it's on your router, and if you're not able to access your username and password, talk to your mom or the owner of your router or whoever changed that information. It could be a big brother, a big sister. I personally don't know. So now that I've logged in manually, I'm going to be able to click proceed to next step. So now it's going to be able to continue on, and as you can see, I'm just going to keep on clicking on the button, and it's going to be able to do everything for me. As you can see, I'm not even touching anything, or I'm not pressing anywhere. I'm just allowing the software to do its work by clicking on this button every time it says proceed to next step to continue. So I am debugging it, and I guess I fixed my own problem. So for you, if you don't need to debug, then it probably already did everything for you. And in just a matter of seconds, I'm going to show you how to test the ports that you currently installed, or you ported, actually, not installed. So we're going to test the ports, and I'm just going to show you that it's doing everything for me. So it's clicking on TCP. It's going to change that port over there to 25565, and it's going to go ahead and click add. And then I got myself a problem because I already have ported 25565. And this is another technical problem. And if you have a problem like this, then that means you already ported 25565. So I guess I already did this for the sake of, I don't know, I guess I was playing Minecraft. But if you get a problem like that, like error, the ports already existed, then you don't have to worry, but it could be ported with the wrong network IP. It could be 192.168.1.2, and your current one is .5. You see my current one's .5. So all these ports that are ported with the different IPv4 are no longer working. So you might want to delete those. So I'll discuss this more into the future. Just visit SCMowns.com. You have a problem, post a question. I will be there to help you. So let's just go ahead and say it worked because it's already installed. It can't really install itself again. I should have used a different port for this example, but it looks like I already ported all the games I play. So I'm going to go ahead and click exit on this. And I could just use a different port for an example, but I've already ported these ones correctly. And that's how to use the software, so I don't think there's not much to show you except how to counter the debug. But let me show you one thing though. Once you port your ports, the 25565, let's test them to see if they're actually working. So go to port tester, and we're going to type in the port up here. I'm going to put 25565, and it should be able to work. Under TCP, we're going to click add. Oh, it looks like I already added them. Man, I was like really ahead of this video, so when you click add, it's going to list them in the bottom, and they're already currently added. You have to add the TCP and the UDP of 25565, which I did below already. And then go ahead and click begin, and it should be able to check. And as you can see, it says success. So once it says success here, that means your ports are working. If it says failure, then you have a problem. But other than that, that's how to use the software. It shouldn't be buggy for you. I had to use the debug mode, and I show you how to use it. So the debug mode can help you. And then if you don't have the ports already installed, then you shouldn't have an error that I got recently telling me that I already have 25565 in my router. Sorry for the jump cut, but I forgot to mention one thing. So now that you ported your server correctly, now you have the ports for your video game, now you have to give your friends your IP address. It's not your IPv4 address, which is right here. You don't want to give them this. You have to give them your IP address. Now, watch out, because you don't want to give your IP address to anyone, because if you hand it out to the public, someone might grab your IP address and do some bad things. It's called DDoS. They can take down your server, they can take down your internet for as long as they like. It's illegal, but it does happen. It happens a lot. It happened to me, actually. So be careful of where you're giving this IP address to. I recommend just giving it to your friends who don't want to mess with you. So what you want to do is find your IP address. So now that you find your IP address, which is right here, you go to my webpage as you expect, and it's right here. It says public IP. So you could also search on Google, like, what is my IP address? You could type in what is my IP, and once you search that, it will show you your IP. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and hopefully I'm gonna blur it everywhere that it does appear. But as you can see, my IP address is right here, but I blurred it out. So this is the IP address you're supposed to give to your friend. Now let me tell you something though. Now, let's say your friends are connecting to your server, which has some interesting port that you customized. So you want to give them your IP address. So let's say it's 189.173.191.3. This is your public IP address, but you want to give them what you ported. So in most cases, they might have to put colon, and then they put like 25565. And that will guarantee access. Now, if it's something like 7777, then give them that instead of 25565, whatever the port was that you ported for your game. So remember to add that colon in the port. So it's public IP, colon, and then the port. And that's it. So use simple port forwarding. It's very cool. It's free. And that's basically it. Also, if you don't want to port forward and you want to just use a software, a third-party software, make sure to stay tuned on SCMowns, because I will be showing you how to create yourself a private server. A private server will allow you to use a software. Your friend's going to have to download it too, and you guys can use it for free, and you guys don't have to port forward, or you don't have to port forward, the hoster. So you could use Hamachi, and I'll show you guys a tutorial on that eventually. So thanks for watching. If you have any problems, make sure to check out SCMowns.com. I'll be there to help you. Now, if you need some personal help, like some one-on-one, you could come down here to the very bottom where it says too complicated. Let me personally help you. I have services that will help you out. So make sure to check that out and take advantage of all this stuff and resources available on this site. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out www.scmowns.com for a lot of guides and tutorials. I'm trying my best to update this site with as many tutorials as possible, with picture tutorials, text tutorials, downloads, source code, you name it, it's there. If you're new to this YouTube channel, consider subscribing. Keep in touch because you can always come back to SCMowns.com and post free questions. If in the future you're having a problem with a video game, a server, codes, you name it, just come back to SCMowns.com. You can post links to your problems and videos. It's as easy as that. And who knows, we might even have solutions for your current problems. All you have to do is go to the interactive search and type in your problem. Within moments, you will see if your problem does exist and see if it's already been solved. If not, then you can easily post a question. But sometimes forums and posts and web pages don't help, nor do videos. Well, don't worry guys. At the end of every single web page, you're gonna see this saying, "Too complicated? Let me personally help. Click for services." This can be your last hope, because in case you are in the dark and you don't know how to solve any of your problems, don't you worry, I'm here to help. So I can spend time out of my day to personally help you out. This is your last resort. You can get some services with me and see if I can tackle down the problem that you have so that you can continue on with the ambitions that you are thriving for. So, thank you, and check out SCMowns.com.